Welcome back. I need to share this story on here because if I share it elsewhere, it could have serious consequences for my life. My 26 female boyfriend, 25, and I have been together for 3 years, and generally we've had a great relationship. However, I made a terrible mistake. There's this guy, let's call him Mike, whom I've been friends with for over 10 years. We were very close friends at one time during high school days. We were teetering on being something more as well, but it never happened due to circumstances at the time. I was devastated, but came to accept it. But we've remained close friends over the years and come to accept that we were meant to be nothing more. We move in the same friend circles, so we are thrown together often. Some of my previous partners have had a problem with me being close to Mike and other male friends. But generally, they've never imposed any rules, so we never had to tone our friendship down. My current boyfriend is usually jealous and protective. But since Mike also has a girlfriend, it has eased my boyfriend's worries. 2 days ago, we hung out at this hip hangout outside the city and was getting drunk. As it became closer to midnight, our friends started leaving one by one. And normally, I'd have 2 as I'm an early sleeper. But this day, something was in the air, and I felt it. Finally, our last friend left, and that left me and Mike with few other random people in the bar. We decided to hang out a bit more, and were contemplating calling a taxi because we were both tipsy. But we never did call a taxi, as we both ended up in a room in the motel opposite the bar. It was probably the biggest mistake of my life, but also the most sensational toe-curling sex I've ever had. We had sex several times before falling asleep cuddling. The next morning, I woke up to the horrible realization and started breaking down. But Mike woke up and started consoling me. Then we ended up having sex again, and by noon, we left to go to our respective apartments. Once I was in the bus, I checked my phone and saw about a dozen missed calls from my boyfriend, and a few messages on WhatsApp. His last message said, "You better get back soon." I was dumbstruck because that sounded threatening, and he's never been like that before. So I hurried back home and found him waiting there with his bags packed. The second he saw me, he started lashing out at me, calling me names like hoe, S-slang, etc. and wouldn't even let me get a word out. I knew by that time what this was about, and somehow word of what I did with Mike had reached home even before I did. I tried to calm him down, but he wouldn't have any of it, and walked out of our apartment with his stuff. On his way out, he said he hoped betting Mike was worth it because he's through with me. I went after him, literally breaking down in the parking lot asking him to stop and listen to what I had to say, but he just drove off. The guards at the security post at the gate were watching and came to inquire after me. So I'm sure everybody in the complex has already heard of our ordeal by now. I feel intense guilt because I know my boyfriend has been faithful to me through and through. I feel absolutely terrible and don't know what to do. I don't want to involve anybody else, especially my friends. I know they'd be horrified and completely turned off by me. I don't know what to do, and I'm a total mess now. Update. So I know everybody asked me not to contact Mike, but I did anyway. I had to warn him that my boyfriend knows, and he might alert his girlfriend too, but turned out she already knew. One of her coworkers had been inside the bar when Mike and I slipped off to the motel from across the bar on the other side of the road. He had tipped her off, who in turn tipped my boyfriend off. So literally by the time Mike and I hit the bed, they were aware. And we had sex for hours, unaware that our respective spouses were unaware of what we were doing the very second. I do not know what to feel or what to do now. My boyfriend has been completely unresponsive, and I think I'm blocked. I'm yet to tell any of my friends. I really do not want to, but I know it's just a matter of time before they come to. Edit. Yes, I've been in contact with Mike. I do not have anybody to rely on now. I need some emotional support system, and considering I'm not getting it here either, who am I even supposed to turn to except him? Edit 2. Yes, Mike has been over to our place. No, I do not know what to think about our lease. It's been 4 days now since he left, and I think I've got to face the harsh truth. My boyfriend is my ex now, most likely. He's not on the lease, as this has been my apartment from the beginning, but he did pay rent. So yeah, he's not bound by the lease and can up and leave. And now I've either got to pay it all on my own, difficult given my income, or find a flatmate. My friends are still unaware. Edit 3. So my friends learnt of the ordeal. They're divided on the matter, so that's a good thing that they aren't all totally put off by me. Mike and his girlfriend are working on things, so he's moved out of my place as of now. I'm going to put up an ad soon to find a flatmate. I've been drinking senseless to ease my pain. That's it. Now cuss me all you want. Comments. There's a significant distinction between a cheater who only regrets getting caught and one who genuinely feels remorse for their actions. It seems like the intense guilt you're experiencing might require professional help. Unless your condition is improving significantly and you have effective coping mechanisms in place, therapy could be beneficial. It can assist you in processing what happened, learning healthier coping strategies, and developing a plan in case a similar situation arises again. Therapy can help you recognize warning signs and prevent situations from escalating to the point where someone's on your lap. Stay strong and positive. It's important to remain vigilant, but you don't deserve to suffer like this. You made one mistake. It doesn't define you. I'm genuinely concerned for OP. The community can be harsh on cheaters, and there's a reason for that. However, there's often a differentiation made between individuals who take responsibility, seek to make amends, understand the reasons behind their actions, and work on personal growth, and those who are simply upset about getting caught. I hope OP realizes that many people are rooting for her to stay on the right path and are genuinely worried about her well-being. Based on OP's account, it seems like there may be some deep-seated negative thought patterns that contributed to this situation. Not seeking therapy to address these patterns could potentially lead to further setbacks or failure. It's crucial for OP to consider professional help in order to address these issues effectively and prevent similar situations from occurring in the future. Story 2. I lost my virginity to my current partner when I was 20 and have stayed loyal to him the past 7 years, but I've always wanted to try something with a different guy. I would suggest MMF threesomes to him, but he would always shut the idea down. So after 7 years of having my sexual desires being denied, I said screw it and decided I was going to do it at least once. So a couple of nights ago, I went on Tinder and found a guy. I went round to his, and you can imagine the rest. Now, the sex itself wasn't anything incredible compared to my partner's, but there was just something about after all this time trying someone new was just so thrilling. Almost addictive. I thought it would end my craving for someone new when all it did was fuel it. I'm now left even more bitter that I didn't get to experience that hoe phase. I should have got in my teens and early 20s. I regret the fact that I didn't allow myself to experiment more and trapped myself so young. Looking back, there's so many small fantasies and experiences I wanted that I put up with not doing for so long. I want to experience being someone's first. I want to try a threesome. I want to get with an older man, etc. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my boyfriend and we would both be crushed if he found out. But I just don't feel guilty. I recognize that I'm a bad person for it and what I did was wrong, but I just can't feel guilty about it. I don't know what to do now. If you have genuine feelings of love for him, it's best to end the relationship. You pose a significant challenge to someone who values monogamy and trust in a relationship. It would be wise to leave him and allow him to move forward with his life. Afterwards, focus on your own personal growth and rehabilitation before pursuing new relationships. Once you have a better understanding of yourself and your desires, seek out someone who either accepts or shares your preference for non-monogamy. It's crucial to be completely honest about your intentions and avoid deception. Comments. Sorry, but I just don't believe in cheaters that say, I love my partner. Sorry, but if you loved someone, you wouldn't go behind their back and do something that would shatter their trust and crush them. You can't just say and truthfully mean love when you go and do something like that. Just because you're curious about something and fantasize about it doesn't mean that you have to have it fulfilled, especially at the behest of a partner that doesn't feel comfortable about it. Honestly, I hope he finds out and ends the relationship because he, like everyone else that does monogamous relationships, doesn't deserve to be cheated on. and deal with the plethora of trust issues and mental issues that come upon being cheated on. The simple fact that you don't even feel guilty about it shows that you really aren't all that great of a person. If you don't even feel bad about doing something that will crush and destroy your partner. First tell him, then try to make it in this world without a good partner. Try paying a house mortgage, a car, city taxes, saving up for retirement. Have someone that can raise kids properly, etc. Set it all back to suck a couple of cocks.